Tam O'Shanter by Robert Burns. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, please visit LibriVox.org. This reading by Gordon Mackenzie. Tam O'Shanter by Robert Burns. A Tale. When chapman billies leave the street, and through the neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tack the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy, and getting fou and unca happy, we think na on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, water, slaps, and stiles that lie between us and our hame, whar sits our sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth fand honest Tam O'Shanter, as he frae Ayr a night did canter. Old Ayr, whom ne'er a tune surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. O Tam, hadst thou but been sae wise as ta'en thy ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee weel thou was a skellum, a blethering, blustering, drunken blellum, that frae November till October, ae market day thou was nae sober, that ilka melder wi' the miller thou sat as lang as thou had siller, that every nag was ca'd a shoe on, the smith and thee gat roaring few on, that at the Lord's house even on Sunday thou drank wi' Curtin and Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon, or catched with warlocks in the mirk, by Alloway's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how many counsels sweet, how many lengthened sage advices the husband frae the wife despises. But to our tale. A market night, Tam had got planted unco right, fast by an ingle bleezing finely, with reaming swats that drank divinely, and at his elbow Suitor Johnny, his ancient trusty drouthy crony. Tam lo'ed him like a very brither, they had been fou for weeks together. The night drave on with sangs and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with favours secret, sweet, and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without might rair and ristle, Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Care, mad to see a man sae happy, e'en drowned himself amang the nappy. As bees flee hame wi' lades o' treasure, the minutes winged their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize the flower, its bloom is shed, or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melt forever, or like the borealis race that flit ere you can point their place, or like the rainbow's lovely form, evanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time or tide, the hour approaches, Tam mun ride. That hour, o' night's black arch the key stane, that dreary hour he mounts his beast in, and sic a night he taks the road in as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twad blown its last, the rattling showers rose on the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed. Loud, deep, and lang the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand the deil had business on his hand. Weel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whiles holding fast his good blue bonnet, whiles crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whiles glowering round with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where ghaists and owlets nightly cry. By this time he was cross the ford, where in the snaw the chapmen smoored, and past the birks in Micklestane, where drunken Charlie braks net bane, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters fand the murdered bairn, and near the thorn aboon the well, where Mungo's mither hanged hersell. Before him Doon pours all his floods, the doubling storm roars through the woods, the lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll, when glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirk Alloway seemed in a bleeze. Through ilka bore them beams were glancing, and loud resounding mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn! Wi' tippenny we fear nae evil, wi' Uskabe we'll face the devil. The swats sae reamed in Tammy's noddle, fair play, he caredna deals a boddle. But Maggie stood right sair astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the light, and vow, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cotillion brent new frae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys, and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick, in shape o' beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim, and large. To gie the music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gart them skirl, till roof and rafters did dirl. Coffins stood round, like open presses, that shawed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip sleight, each in its cold hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the hally table a murderer's banes in gibbet airns, 'twa span lang, wee unchristened bairns. A thief, new gutted frae a rape, wi' his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks with blood red rusted, 5 scimitars with murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son o' life bereft. The grey hairs yet stuck to the heft, with mair o' horrible and awful, which e'en to name would be unlawful. As Tam glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they clickit, till ilka carlin swat and reekit, and coosed her duddies to the work, and linkit at it in her sark. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens a plump and strappin' in their teens, their sarks instead o' creashy flannin been snow-white 1700 linen, their breeks o' mine, my only pair, that aince were plush o' good blue hair, I would hae gi'en them off my herdies for ae blink o' the bonny birdies. But withered beldams, old and droll, rigwoody hags, would speen a foal, loupin' and flingin' on a crummock. A wonder didna turn thy stomach. But Tam kenned what was faux brawly. There was a winsome wench in Whalley, that night enlisted in the corps, lang after kenned on Carrick shore, for mony a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook baith mickle corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark o' Paisley hairn, that while a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty, it was her best, and she was vaunty. Ah, little kenned thy reverend granny, that sark she coft for her wee Nanny. Wi' 2 Scots, 'twas a' her riches, would ever graced a dance of witches. But here my muse her wing maun cour, sic flights are far beyond her power, to sing how Nanny lap and flang, a supple jade she was, and strang, and how Tam stood like ane bewitched, and thought his very een enriched. Even Satan glowered and fidged fu' fain, and hotched and blew with might and main, till first a caper, sin anither, Tam tint his reason a''together, and roars out, "Weel done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark, and scarcely had he, Maggie, rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied, as bees bizz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their pike, as open pussy's mortal's foes, when pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd, when catch the thief resounds aloud, so Maggie runs. The witches follow with mony an eldrick screech and hollow. Ah, Tam, thou'll get thy farin', in hell they'll roast thee like a herrin'. In vain thy Kate awaits thy comin', Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the key-stane o' the brig. There at them thou thy tail may toss, a running stream they darena cross. But ere the key-stane she could make, the faint a tail she had to shake, for Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle. Aye spring brought off her master hale, but left behind her ain grey tail. The carlin clatter by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, wha this tale o' truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son, take heed. Whene'er to drink you are inclined, or cutty sarks run in your mind. Think ye may buy the joys o'er dear, remember Tam O'Shanter's mare. End of Tam O'Shanter.